Well, hi there, guys. Welcome back to Stewie MTG, and today we've got Eloise Clues. I've been working on this deck on and off for, I don't know, over a year, and it's finally basically done. I'm sure there's cards that can go in here, and you guys will let me know about those. But a 5-mana 4/4 a legendary human rogue. Whenever another creature you control dies, you investigate, and whenever you sacrifice a token, you surveil 1. So this is going to be it's Clue Tribal as well as a sacrifice theme. But in order to play these clues and to sacrifice them, we need mana. So with that, we've got some acceleration with a Dark Ritual, a Cabal Ritual, and some mana rocks in the form of Sky Diamond, Charcoal Diamond, Dimir Signet, Dimir Cluestone, Dimir Keyrune, Drake Skull Cameo, Dimir Locket, Letter of Acceptance, and Midnight Clock. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Clue Tribal portion of the deck. We have here an enchantment in the form of Trail of Evidence whenever I play an instant or sorcery, which I have a bit. You get to investigate. In other words, create a clue token. We also have Fleeting Memories. Whenever it enters, you investigate, and whenever you sacrifice a clue, you mill your opponent. It's not a win condition, it's just more of a bonus. Of course, with making all these clues, it doesn't help to have an Academy manufacturer to help pump out some extra food and treasure tokens. We have an Ethereal Investigator to help investigate X amount of times, and I am drawing enough cards to where I can get those extra spirit tokens. We have from the clue set, we have a Candlestick as a clue in equipment. We have Senator Peacock from the clue set. All artifacts are clues in addition to their other types, and have sacrifice this artifact, draw a card, which is going to be important when we look at our non-rock, mana rock artifacts. And we have a Lead Pipe. With our non-artifact or non-rock artifacts, we've got Ichor Wellspring to sack it to draw a card, Prize Statue to get ourselves a treasure token, Mycosynth Wellspring to search for some land. We do have a Mana Rock Magnifying Glass, but more often than not, I'm making I'm investigating and creating a clue with it. We have a Ethereum Astrolabe to draw a card, and Slagstone Refinery. Whenever it or another non-token artifact you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, or is put into exile from the battlefield, you create a tapped Power Stone token. So with sacking all these clues, I'm getting Power Stone tokens that then are giving me the mana to sack more. It's not an infinite loop, but it certainly adds to the cause. A few other non-clue specific enchantments, is Into Deep. It's just a temporary, stick this on the commander, make them sack it, it goes to the command zone, they got to pay the extra 2. We have got Ancient of the Iron Throne, mainly to help our opponents lose life each time we're sacking. And we've got Clan Crafter. 2 mana commanders, you have 2 mana, sacrifice an artifact and get a +1/+1 counter on this creature and draw a card. If I can't get to some of my other either enchantment or creature sack outlets for all of my clues. With some card draw, we've got Sign in Blood, Brainstorm, and good old Diabolic Vision. Now let's go into the Wayback Time Machine with Stewie as a Magic Boomer. Ice Age comes out in 1995. It's one of the early sets that I was able to purchase a lot of, and this is a card that has survived all that time. You look at the top 5 cards of your library and put one of them into your hand, and put the remaining 4 on top of your library in any order. I used to love playing with this card because the picture was really creepy. It almost looks like Slender Man, if you know of that mythology. So I put it in here for fun. For counter spells, we have a Spell Pierce, a Counter Squall, Dissipate, Dream Fracture, an Offer You Can't Refuse. I like Confirmed Suspicions, even though it's 5 mana, but it helps me get 3 clues. With Spot Removal, we've got Cast Down, Feed the Swarm, Foul play is nice because you get an investigate for popping a creature with power 2 or less. Doomblade, murder. Raven form. And we've got Deadly Dispute to create a card. That should have gone in card draw. But it also gives us an opportunity to sack one of our clues or other creatures to get a bonus. Stern Lesson helps us create a Power Stone token for that mana ramp. And Damnable Pact, generally speaking, I'm going to have the life to stick in quite a bit into this. Divination. Mystical Teachings is a search for whatever is needed. Seize the Secrets is normally I'll have committed a crime, cost 2 mana, draw 2 cards. Flood of Recollection to bring one of those instants and sorceries back. And who doesn't love a good old sleep to make sure you can swing in with some of my fun creatures. With that, let's take a look at some of these fun creatures. We've got a Tidehollow Strix, Zulaport Cutthroat, maybe some extra damage. Urtai Resurrected, mainly I use him to counter a spell. Skullport Merchant as a sack outlet, and he gives me an extra treasure. Same thing here with Dockside Chef. We have Geology Enthusiast to create a Power Stone token, and potentially if I have extra mana to sink into Geology Enthusiast to draw cards. Contraband Kingpin. Got Painsmith to buff up. We got Inquisitor Eisenhorn. Mainly, whenever it deals damage, you get to investigate that many times. We've got Kesket in case we get too many of those and we start card advantaging through our deck. We've got Erdwall Illuminator. It allows you to investigate another time. Illusory Angel, just for fun. Normally I'm going to cast more than 2 spells in a turn. 3 mana, 4/4 flyer, doesn't hurt. We've got Forge, Neverwinter Charlatan. In fact, I just saw the D&D movie for the first time. It's been a long time in the making, and it was hilarious. And I liked this character in the movie. You got Thief of Sanity, which did work. Doggone it, get in there. Did work the last time. I was actually able to use that ability 3 times and got to play a lot of fun stuff from Folks' Graveyard. And lastly, we have a Daring Sleuth. Mainly, when you play a clue, switch them. Non-basic lands, we've got Waterfront District, Demir Aqueduct, Darkwater Catacombs, Scoured Springs. Of course, you got to put a Scene of the Crime in here. It's a clue deck. Juaro Isle Refuge, and from the Clue box set, we got a Secret Passage, Takesha's Dig Site, Ice Tunnel, and you hear my laundry going off in the background. We got Havgul Laboratory. I never knew when I was going to actually use this bugger. This came in a secret layer, has the extra card and the secret card in the bottom, and it sat in my binder, and it finally has a home. And lastly, a Submerged Boneyard. Well, anyways, this has been Eloise Clue Tribal. Stay tuned, as I've got a bunch of decks up there that need to get finished, and we will catch y'all later.